Hello, everyone, and welcome to the commentary for the long-awaited. Well, the episode wasn't long-awaited, but the commentary was. Hello.
Hello, Jew Wario here. Happy to be here, doing our commentary for the Poultrygeist.
And is there a third person here who's happy as well?
Indeed, there is. It is me, Omega, hanging out. Like I do.
Yeah, because Omega, well, she directed the episode as much as an episode gets directed.
As much as I stood there checking Twitter on my phone, looking through the viewfinder occasionally, but okay.
I love his collar. He looks so pretentious.
That is Chris, aka the vegan, from the forums, and his character there, Basil, is Alistair's in-universe partner.
And that's his wife, Kitsunique, right behind him.
Yep.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, they're expecting.
Yeah, they have.
Wow.
She is my usual Photoshop artist. Well, because she's pregnant, I'm sort of giving her less to do right now.
Just hide behind the bed there, Minion. Just hide behind the bed there.
One thing I realized later on, she never left with Hagen, so the implication is that I left a minion to look over you.
Watch that come up in like 6 months.
Yeah, if we do another crossover, we're gonna have to work and play into that.
This was actually the easiest of the ones that we filmed at MagFest, at least in my opinion.
It went fairly quickly, I think. We only had a little bit of task with the very beginning, but I think the review went pretty quick.
Oh, definitely. It was, except for some stuff we had to film later on, such as the stuff with Skitch and running down get Lupa's cameo and stuff. It was, the other two had a lot more problematic running about bits. I think part of the problem with our MagFest was after the previous year when we got Eat the Skullgirl and Zombiek done, I figured, 2 episodes, that wasn't too hard. Let's, go for 3, and, not realizing that my scripting each of those, well, Dr. Moreau was probably as big as both Zombiek and Eat the Skullgirl put together. So these were 3 massive episodes that we got done, but somehow got them finished.
I figured that you wanted to do all the stuff because we were married by this one, so now, I couldn't be like, I'm leaving you. You'd be like, we're married. You have to stay and film. And I'm like, damn it.
No, it's just because I never get to go to the anniversary things, so MagFest my only opportunity to get in-person crossovers, and I work better in person than camera to camera.
I'm always amazed at how he finds how Lloyd Kaufman finds the extras for this. They're so diverse.
Oh yeah, well most of them just sort of turn up. He puts the word out, and fans from all over the world come in under their own cost. He's just got a devout following of people who are eccentric.
Yeah, they do it as cheap as possible. We talked to Babette Bombshell, who had been in some trauma movies, and she said that basically, they'll sleep in condemned buildings, just don't mind the spiders.
Yeah, Babette has a part in the next film that Lloyd directed, Return to Class of Nukem High, and which is not out yet. But the makeup artist quit after 2 days because the budget for the makeup was in double digits with dollars.
Oh my god!
And it all came from Party City. So Babette, being basically, imagine a horror-themed remake of Divine the Drag Queen, they took over and created much aplomb with their very cheap but eccentric makeup.
Well, I mean, if you need someone to step in and do makeup, who better than a drag queen? I mean, really.
This is true.
They totally know how to do it.
Like with this one, the DVD, it comes with a feature-length documentary about the making of the film, which is astounding. It's really dedicated to how you can make a movie just under no budget. Lloyd is like part director, part writer, part Mel Brooks lookalike, and part explainer of how to do this shit yourself.
Wow.
I
That's just impressive.
I don't know what you guys are going to do next year if no one else makes a zombie chicken movie. Because isn't that both of them now?
Yeah, I have not come across another one. The only one I can think of maybe is we could do. I forget the name of it, but there is a trilogy of zombie turkey movies.
I think that's close enough. I mean, we did the one. Yeah, I think it's close enough.
It's not like fans are going to be, they lost their integrity completely.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, I
jumped the
expected
shark.
chickens, and now it's turkeys. I mean,
Jumped.
We jumped the shark, dude, or we nuked the fridge, whatever.
take the fridge.
Yeah. I also like how you wrote this that Diamanda is kind of impressed with J-Dub in a couple of places where he hits her or is just stands up to her. She's like, nobody's ever stood up for me. I'm kind of amazed about this. He did this last one and he's doing this now. What the hell?
I think it's the kill. I think it like short circuits part of her brain.
Yes, Hagen is definitely turned on by J-Dub's legs. Yeah, it's the sort of thing we could do in like the next one, sort of try to work out. I don't know, it's some sort of excuse to take that, sort of Hagen being impressed with J-Dub further and do something ridiculous with it. I don't know what we could do, but I've got to think of something that's noteworthy. You didn't get to kiss Owen in this episode, in Dr. Moreau, even though you wanted. Maybe you could end up kissing Hagen in the next one.
Was that in the script?
It wasn't in the script, but I recall someone saying that they wanted to do it on camera.
Oh, that's true.
The filming of that one was just a complete blur.
I think it was me, actually. I think I did say I would do it on camera if you wanted me to. If you wanted to. I was like, hey, if you want to. I mean, I've already taken my all that it can go. There's.
I think Kyle wasn't too into that.
Yeah.
Plus, for everyone's benefit, I wrote the mad sex scene in Moreau deliberately as all off screen. Just there was an on-screen sex scene in Moreau as well, but I cut that out of script myself before I let anyone read it because I decided no, that's too much.
Well, he wouldn't let me kick him in the balls, so I don't think he was going to let anyone be doing any kissing.
Yeah, it was the schoolgirl.
Yeah.
But,
Sharky's crying.
Yeah, okay. The stuff with Sharkwayne in the hotel room. Okay.
That became so complicated.
Yeah, ridiculously so. But in Florida, when I went down to do Project Million, Poultrygeist was one of the movies I brought, and Sharkwayne had never seen it before, and he was so annoyed by the movie. So LC and I came up with this idea but he was also amused. He almost had a heart attack at one point of it. He was laughing so hard. But Elsie and I, and Tim, I can't remember who, came up with the idea that if we did a review of it, we should have Sharkwayne sort of there standing in the corner crying the whole time. But then I sort of expanded on the idea and locked him in the bathroom.
It's always someone in the bathroom in your reviews, because you got locked in last MagFest.
This is true.
Which involved me basically crouching, like lying between the tub and the toilet of a hotel bathroom, like with the camera up like this, where you like raced at me, and it was really weird. I will totally tell all of our children someday.
So are you jealous that you didn't get any bathroom action?
I'm totally jealous that I didn't get any bathroom action. Well, besides throwing Sharkwayne into the bathroom.
This is true. Although weirdly, Sharkwayne's bits and Skitch's bits were filmed in a completely different room. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Because Brad was originally supposed to be actual Brad Jones, but he couldn't make it.
Yeah, so Skitch replaced him, and we had to film. And then he was supposed to turn up when we were filming, but he didn't manage it. There was something else going on, so we had to film like a completely different day. You would not believe the amount of pieces for all the 3 reviews that I did. Exactly how many pieces they were filmed. There literally wasn't a day when we weren't filming something.
Yeah.
You're like a friend of... Is Ashley in this, or is she in Moreau?
Ashley?
Yeah.
Oh, she's in Screaming. Yeah, Moreau. She's in Moreau.
Yeah, we like a friend of mine who's from the area who also knows Derek the Bard showed up. And we're like, hey, want to be in a review? Come over here. Just stand there.
Yeah, it was like literally we filmed one bit from the island, from the God of Vampires, then turned around 180 degrees and filmed something else in the same place for another review. It was just, But it was good. The episodes have turned out quite solid.
Censored.
Oh my goodness.
Still surprised that the one thing they decided to censor was that. Hey, look, it's the skinless guy from Hellraiser.
Dun, dun, dun. See, I don't know. I had no problem with then wanting fast food after this movie. But then, like, there's so many people out there who are like, oh my god, again, Wario, I'll never eat again. I was like, well, then you're very sensitive.
You're very sensitive. I mean, holy crap! It's just a movie.
Yeah, and one of the ideas that was originally scripted but never went through with was it was going to be me eating a bucket of KFC during the entire review.
Oh god, that would have been fun.
Fortunately, no KFCs nearby.
Well, what we could have done is we could have just gotten like a bucket of KFC the week before, and then held on to the bucket and just got from Popeyes or whichever place was close enough.
The only close place was McDonald's.
Or we could have gone to Giant and got some when I went out with kids anyway for that.
Oh wow, didn't think of it. But one of the weird things about this movie, I mentioned it in the review, but I got to mention it here as well. The contract to the disused McDonald's, they filmed in, said that they couldn't do any nudity in it. So they had to film the naked stuff, like the semi-naked stuff, like there, which was set in the same fast food place, but they had to film that in a church.
Well, I can understand for, like, health reasons, I guess, but, I mean, even then, you've got all this stuff that you're spraying around the walls and stuff. I mean, what's nudity going to do? You're going to clean it up anyways.
Apparently, the McDonald's was just like, okay, having all this shit and, having fast food turn people into monsters, that's cool. Having all blood everywhere, insinuating that fast food is evil and sort of just terrible and, zombifying and stuff, that's okay. But, our corporate image will be tarnished if you have nudity. And the church is like, we don't give no shit.
And when the church says we don't give no shits, that's interesting.
Well, they're lucky that, it was the church and not like, the abandoned mortuary that they sometimes stay in. Because I don't want to be on the floor of that ever if I was an extra.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was Return to Class of Nukem High. They stayed in an abandoned mortuary.
So if you ever were tempted to be associated with trauma on a professional level, understand what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. Pretty much. But, the guy who wrote Romeo and Juliet, he's now directing Guardians of the Galaxy for Marvel.
Good point.
No kidding?
Yeah. James Gunn, that's for his first job.
Wow, that's amazing.
He was at Trauma Dance 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I heard him speak.
There was this wonderful bit where Lloyd was talking about how the Avengers was terrible, and it had just come out, and he was like, "Oh, these movies, if the Avengers makes a lot of money, they'll never make movies about people again, so people shouldn't go to see it. They should go to see independent films." And then James Gunn was also on the stage going, Joss Whedon's a personal friend of mine, and he does movies his way. It's not, and he's not completely not corporate." And then Lloyd's like, "Ooh!" And now, fast forward 2 years, James Gunn's directing Guardians of the Galaxy, and Lloyd Kaufman is having a cameo.
Awesome.
You had told me that he does cameos if there's a no budget for something, if he has the time.
He'll do cameos for anything. Like, we were at Trauma Dance, and I came up to him, like, excuse me, my friend Nash has this radio show that he does on the internet. He's been doing it for over 10 years. Would you mind doing a bumper for it? And he's like, no, yeah, hold on, sure, let me get Toxie. We'll go outside and do it. Oh, great, all right, come here. And it took him, like, a million takes because he kind of couldn't get the line right, but I finally got a good one. I was like, all right, that's good enough. He's like, you can edit this, right? I was like, yeah, we'll edit it, don't worry about it.
Yeah, he kind of, he would make it more and more complicated. It was only something basic, like, you're watching Radio Dead Air with Nash, and he would make it really, really long, and it would never come out right. It was...
It's like, here at Trauma Dance, which is the best studio in the world. And we're like, okay, that's good.
But yeah, he will cameo for any movie if it's below a certain budget, he will do it for free as long as you pay for his flight and accommodation. So one thing I never understood why that guy with the glasses never tried to get him for a cameo. I mean, the nerds got him in his movie, and
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because didn't they film something? It wasn't he.
Spoiler alert.
Well, no, because Lloyd Kaufman like tweeted about it. So
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. That's cool.
yeah,
Plus, he appeared in an episode of AVGN.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, part of me is really surprised that Doug has never tried to get Lloyd in an episode of The Critic.
So, Doug, if you're listening, because of course you are, you should probably try that.
Totally are.
Yeah, I mean, my original
He's always listening.
Like my original concept for this Poultrygeist review, was just thinking that if it could possibly, because it was right after Trauma Dance when he'd mentioned the cameo stuff. I was thinking, okay, if it was possible to get Lloyd Kaufman, I was trying to work out how I could work a Lloyd Kaufman cameo in there, and obviously that didn't happen. But I did have a concept for how it would work.
That's what we need to do is like our group of people. We need to talk to famous people. I have a show on Blip. Would you say something with me things about?
Well, it's amazing who you can get in contact with just through doing review shows.
That's true, because you got in contact with like Stuart Urban and everything. And
yeah, like have you run into anyone really interesting, Justin?
From the reviews? Yeah. Well, there's this homicidal maniac who's out to control the world named Diamanda Hagen. I don't know. She's incredibly interesting, though.
Hagen's not out to rule the world. She's quite happily ruling Afghanistan.
Actually, just other reviewers and stars. Not really. Not really anybody popular. But then again, my niche is Japanese video games, so.
That's true.
Oh, I have to ask you something about Dreamcast later.
Okay.
Because I found mine, but I think I'm missing a switch, and it has all these extra ports, and I googled like an image search of the back of it, and I'm like, oh god. I have an RF switch, but who uses them anymore? Well,
like the meeting interesting people, like just in my show, which is possibly even more niche than yours. I've met up with director Stuart Urban, who he directed Preaching to the Perverted, but he's directed a bunch of things. And we interviewed him on the podcast, but he's also he's said he's talking to Guinevere Turner about getting an interview with her. Thanks to that, thanks to meeting Stuart Urban, I re-edited my Preaching to the Perverted review, and I was helping it with our Kickstarter, and my review might turn up on the Blu-ray of the movie, which was paid for by the Kickstarter. He's eventually going to start, get a Kickstarter going for a sequel, and it's entirely possible that I might be able to wrangle myself into a cameo there.
That would be so cool. You should see if you can meet What's-Her-Face, who played Magwild, and then...
Oh, Jilly Graham.
You can accost her in person instead of over the internet.
How about Bone Kickers?
I swear to God, like, someday if you meet Hugh Bonneville, like, you'd be like, oh, I love Downton Abbey, I love this. You'd be like, why'd you do Bone Kickers? And he'd be like, thanks. That's all you want to talk about. Thank you.
Earlier on, we had the Obscurus Lookalike. And now, whenever we were watching this in Florida, it was me, LC, Sharkwayne, and a couple of other people. But whenever, I think it was Sharkwayne or possibly The Wire that pointed out that one of the dancers looks just like Allison. And then someone came with the nickname the Obscurus Lookalike. And
actually, Rap Critic wasn't supposed to be in there, but he was wandering by. We're like, hey, come here.
Yeah,
come be in this bit. He's like, all right.
That was the thing. Just spotting her and her nickname, the Obscurus Lookalike, almost killed Sharkwayne with laughter. Oh, it's the simplest things.
I really love the jihadist character in this movie.
I like her as the character, yeah.
You know what? Things and stuff. And she's like, because I'm going to have a jihad for America. I was like, I didn't expect that at all.
I love the twin streams there.
Green and red, because everyone's full of both of those things.
Especially when you got your schlong being eaten off by a demonic chicken.
This movie, its attitude to blood and bodily fluids is very similar to Shogun Assassins.
Yeah. All you need is just like, a pressure pump.
And yet again, I reference a movie that Justin has never seen. Mercifully never seen.
Mercifully.
But I thought that was like the law, though, that you have to see Shogun Assassin.
It's Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yes.
Okay, they take the first two '70s movies, they dub them hilariously into English. They edit them together so it's one film. It doesn't make any sense. They add a hilariously '80s soundtrack and they release it as Shogun Assassin.
And it's narrated by like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
No, I have seen that. Because it had Lone Wolf and Cub, and I thought that the whole thing was Lone Wolf and Cub. And he gets his neck cut at the end just so that it slightly hisses and he dies. Yes, I have seen that movie. I forgot about that. Oh, my goodness.
My father is going to kill pretty much everyone in feudal Japan, and I'm going with him. And that's like the whole... She's like, watch this for me for notes. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, because honestly, guys, every single person who reviews movies, Omega is the best person just for random jokes, just for ideas. Although, I have to sort of shape them and put them into the script context, add to my own and stuff.
Are you pimping me out?
I'm not pimping out. I'm saying that whenever you help out with an episode, the script is usually better.
Except when you don't take my advice. And then... Like, there was... I think what was it? The one, Ninja... No, it's the one where I had to do all the overdubbing.
That was Naked Killer.
Right, there was a line where someone's like, who's that? And the guy goes, oh, just somebody that I used to know. And I was like, why didn't you dub it in? And you were like, what? What song? I'm like, never mind.
I don't know anything about that song. Cultural references that are common to you might not be common to me. I don't understand.
He's an Australian singer. They're like almost you guys. I mean, I'm sorry, Enigma. I love you. Also soundbite. Okay.
Okay,
Love you, Australia.
But back to Poultrygeist.
Yes. Wow, what a phrase to come back onto.
I do like how the look came out for, the two camera stuff. I didn't do that much messing with it, but it looks quite cool.
Well, we were using natural light. Wasn't that the difference between that and Moreau?
Well, Moreau was all done indoors, but but I still messed with each one. Like Moreau, because Moreau was done in 3 parts. I sort of tried to make them look similar, but it didn't quite work all the time. Well, that one, because the natural light changed, so I was trying to disguise that. But plus, I wanted to make it look more interesting, so the yellow looks more gold, and the white it looks, I don't know, it looks less real. Trust me, it looks different.
Ta-da!
The evil man giving birth to the Antichrist.
Do you know, that made me think about this movie I saw, like, literally in 1985, when a babysitter was not really monitoring me, and it was about horrible things that came out the toilet, and I thought about that when I saw the scene.
You know what movie that was?
No.
Oh, dear. 85, could be anything.
Well, it was something I probably shouldn't have been watching, and a horrible monster came out the toilet and bit this guy up. And then later my mom was like, what's the matter with you? I'm like, I don't want to use the toilet. And she's like, why? I said, I don't know, I'm afraid a monster or a jellyfish might come up out of it and bite my butt. And she turns to my father and goes, see, letting her watch the Jim Henson Show was a mistake. And I didn't want to narc on the babysitter, and I was like, okay.
See, the amount of people who told me I should have censored the semi-penis crotch of this chicken zombie there is ridiculous. It's clearly not real, although his testicles might have been, I don't know.
Really? People, complained?
Oh, yeah.
Honey, I don't really understand why people complain about your show, because you could technically rename it, You Shouldn't Watch This. Instead of, you shouldn't cook this.
We could, yeah. But, I don't know, but people... Maybe this is why my view count is so low. People are like, holy fuck!
Jim on Hagen did something and I'm offended. That's join the club.
It's not so much me doing things, it's me showing things. And there's a completely different room. Totally not well disguised, Mr. Fake Brad.
You could have just turned around and that's where the TV is. Also, my snacks are right there.
Oh, I do like our last minute, try to make Skitch look like Brad.
Yeah.
Got Paranoia, Cinema Snob Movie, a sign saying Brad Jones, and we've got a bottle of Pepsi.
That was the one that Andrew brought, isn't it?
Yeah, there was the Pepsi was brought for Brad to try, and um, the, the DVDs were brought, for Brad to, because I wanted him to sign them. But oh well.
Well, and the nice thing is that I got all his candies, which will actually be going up here in the next week or two.
Oh, finally! I was wondering what happened with the stuff we gave you.
Yeah, I got a very nice donation from somebody in England, and I really needed to probably do that first, and then
And then you.
other donations and stuff. So I was like, but everything. But yeah, it'll be coming up.
You really lucked out though, because we had a whole bunch of stuff that if we ever got together this summer, we were going to make you try. And so we instead had it up in Pennsylvania. We did a special Father's Day Let's Try with my dad, who was not as impressed.
Yeah, and the most of the stuff was terrible. It was like grass jelly and this sort of weird drink which had like, it looked like frog spawn, and it had like
It was like this Thai basil honey drink.
and there was like coffee flavored soda which exploded, which was hilarious. And
Quote my dad, "This tastes like shit." Next.
yeah, her dad doesn't really understand the concept of a Let's Try, so he's just like, I'm going to very quickly explain my thoughts, but everyone must also explain it quickly, and then I'm going to go on to the next one. It's like, no, you're supposed to bitch about it for longer than that.
So you lucked out. You didn't have to try anything that would be awful.
Have you tried grass jelly or anything like that?
I have not actually. I haven't tried a lot of weird Oriental foods and things like that, but
We can save you some heartache.
Yeah,
It's not exactly worth it.
Imagine apple juice that's incredibly watery but tasting like grass instead of apple.
See, I thought it smelled like nail polish remover. Quite honestly.
But yeah, that video. No, this video one we're doing right now. This will not be up for probably a couple of weeks because I got to go home to edit it together. However, the other one will most likely be up. So if you're listening to this, go to PME. You can probably find the Father's Day Let's Try.
Special cameo by my parents' dog.
Yes,
Amen.
who tries to eat me.
That's what she said. That is what you said. So anyway, talking zombie chickens.
Yeah, we need more zombie chicken movies. World, get on it.
It'd be really great if like someone's listening to the commentary and was like, you know what? They're right. Come on, guys, let's go. And then there's a montage, and then there's a movie.
yeah.
Now, the last time I was over in the States, I picked up a movie called Pigs. Now, I picked it up at the Trauma desk at Mondo, Baltimore, and the cover makes it look like it's a zombie pig movie, but based on the background, on the back of it, I don't think it is. But if it is, would you like to review that next?
That would be great. We can hit all the food groups.
Yeah,
and if they have a zombie cow.
Well, I think with the zombie pig one, we could make all sorts of kosher jokes.
Oh, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, you could just drag someone into cameo as like an evil pig. It keeps like subtly trying to creep up and touch Justin on the shoulder.
Yeah, or teach you, or
stop
even just,
that, I'm kosher. Oh.
Or just make the DVD touch you, and you're like, no, no. Okay, so if pigs,
and then you could have a really little teeny like a little handheld plushy pig. It's okay, I'm Parv, and then only like 3 people will get that.
And I'll lose all my Jewish fan base. Yeah.
Like, oh, how disgusting! It's terrible, and they're like, oh.
Oh, I was fine with them, reviewing Poultrygeist with scenes like this going on, but the second they, were making kosher jokes, oh, that's too far. Although, have you seen our World War Z vlog? Because I totally offend both sides of the Israel-Palestine thing.
Oh, jeez.
You offend the Australians, you offend the people from the Middle East. I don't even know.
I offend everyone.
That's comedy,
It's true.
But I was all like, spoiler alert, this part in World War Z just like made me feel good, about like humanity. And then you were like, yeah, I thought they were just gonna kill everybody.
See, if you've seen World War Z, check that out. To the audience.
Don't check out World War Z. Don't encourage them.
No, if they've seen World War Z, check out the vlog.
Oh, right, okay, encourage us. That's true.
Yeah.
But don't encourage, Brad Pitt.
Well, I don't think he needs any more. It made a lot of money.
That's true.
They had to refilm part of Poultrygeist because someone discovered only afterwards that Lloyd Kaufman's balls had been in shot the entire time.
Oh God! No,
I think it was the dance number.
That's great.
Apparently, they spent like one night entirely filming this sort of big dance sequence involving the zombie chicken army, which was then not actually used in the movie.
That's got to be somewhere there, that footage still.
I think they used clips of it in the end credits.
Just digitized it out, or
I think Kaufman's just the sort of guy who's like, I got an idea, and then he does it, and he's like, oh, this is terrible, and then just runs on to something else. He's a bit like Charlie Chaplin in that way. Like, apparently Chaplin would turn up at the height of his fame and sort of say, okay, we've got a script, but I don't like it. I got an idea. I need a train. Get me a train. Within an hour, he'd have a train, and then he'd just, ad-lib a script.
Some actors and writers and directors can do that. They just have. I mean, we're almost like that. We can improv a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Come here, Skitch. You'll do.
Yeah. Though Kaufman sort of works like Chaplin, but he doesn't have the finances to make it work all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, I got an idea. I need a submarine. Okay, we don't have a submarine. Give me a box.
Well, apparently, because the people that worked on Return to Nukem High, they did a Q&A at Mondo Baltimore that we got on film, and they were saying that basically, like, what was it, like a 9-foot rabbit or something like that arrived midway through shooting that he'd totally forgotten he ordered. He's like, all right, now we have to use this too. Work this in somehow.
Yeah, and then you got the random idea that you got to spend like $100 on makeup for the entire movie, but they're going to spend like $1,000 for one day with a trained duck.
It's true. That actually happened.
I can honestly see why so many people are interested in working on a trauma movie and why so many people only work on one.
Yeah, like I've heard some horror stories from like Tico Take stuff, but then like compare that to like almost dying on the set of a trauma movie. I think it'd be a big difference.
But they do it for love.
And the same car crash once again.
That's like the 5th time they use it. I really want to see how they use that in Return to Nukem High.
You're all gonna die, and they do.
Yes, they do, and it's wonderful.
Well, you know what? If you film a car crash like that, and it's that epic, you should use the shit out of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You could have like a period piece set in like, I don't know, like the 1400s and still use that car crash.
Yeah, you get like a horse and carriage going really fast and then suddenly turns into a car. Although the horse and carriage might cost more than the car crash originally did.
Well, you could cut away at the last second.
Like in the car crash, that's not the only thing they reused. Like, the crazy chicken penis monster? That was originally used in Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
And there's like, Lloyd keeps reusing this piece of music originally from Romeo and Juliet, which is sort of like a hymn that was done. He's the king of just reusing shit that he's already got, which is very similar to what we do in the reviews, because if we got like stock sound effects, like if you notice my gun almost always sounds the same because I like that sound effect. We do that, and it's very cool.
So, someone in the reviewers is probably the next Lloyd Kaufman.
Probably. I'd make a guess. If anyone, it would be James Rolfe.
Really?
Yeah.
While Justin's the next Stanley.
Yes, I'll be the next. I'll come up with tons of characters, and they'll be wonderful, and people will love them.
Of course, big problem with us doing another crossover is I got to think of another Mario character that I can fit in with Jew. Jew Daisy.
Jew Yoshi.
We did Jew Yoshi in this one.
Yoshi.
Does Jew Bowser doesn't work? It's Jew Daisy is the only one that can possibly work.
And that's weird.
Yeah, I'd have to find a dress, and I just I just don't walk well in heels. Actually, I totally do, but that's another story for another time. Poultrygeist, everybody.
Da-da-da.
I suppose I could do a thing where I like, force in quotation marks you to dress up, and secretly you're totally into it.
That'd be really great because you knock on the door, you're like, "It's me, it's you, Daisy." Like, sorry, Hagen, your princess is in another castle, and shut the door.
So I do it to avoid her. That would be awesome.
And
Spoiler
then
alert.
just push the door back open. That's okay. I'm a lesbian. Let's go. And then the music starts up.
Oh, that is good. I hope that works into the next episode, whenever that is.
Yep.
Next Magfest Con Bravo sometime.
Yes, assuming because neither of us are sure if we're going to be at Con Bravo or Magfest.
It's a bit up in the air right now. We don't know what country we're going to be in,
Are
what planet we're going to be on.
you going to be at either of those?
I am going to be, hopefully, at MagFest. I will be at Con Bravo.
Oh, you're a guest, right?
Yep.
See the amazing Joria. Only at Con Bravo, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
So we can throw something together, I'm sure.
I hope so. If you ever get your finger out and work on that episode of your show that we were supposed to cross over on, I can still do it. Because you've been saying it since before Zombie.
I know. I will. That's a good thing. Maybe we can do that at the crossover Con Bravo. Our crossovers with you can be at MagFest. The ones with me can be at Con Bravo.
And if we make it
Kinder, gentler crossover.
And if all three of us make it to MagFest, that's still within 3 hours of where Omega might be living at the time. So we could possibly do you probably shouldn't cook this.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Oh yeah, we have to kidnap you and take you to the Asian grocery nearby. Because there's a really good restaurant where we went and we totally screwed up everything. We ate each other's noodles and they had to come running over very upset and correct us. So we're like, oh.
Yeah, it's a Korean place that has very little in the way of English around.
It was really good. We ate grilled eels and everything.
Yeah, really good food. But that was very off topic. But
but anyway, Zombie.
The movie
So if you're still listening to this point, thank you guys very much.
And that's probably the end.
Okay.
I have been the Omega Geek.
No, you have not, liar. I've been me. She's been her. You know the rest.
Who am I?
You're Jean Valjean.
Oh, Valjean.
But
Javert.
see you all later on.
Bye, everybody.